Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Builders Talk. Today, I'm doing the show about, nothing. Seinfeld, nothing. Hi, Larissa, how are you? I was just I'm down in Brisbane. I'm down here celebrating my birthday and celebrating giving my son the chance to take on an opportunity that doesn't come around very often and to celebrate Builders Talk now being on podcast. And so I hadn't really prepared anything to talk about because I wasn't going to come live to you from my hotel room. But I decided to bite the bullet and to come to you from Brisbane in my hotel room. So I guess I've always spoken about creating a business that gives you what I refer to as work-life integration. It's very hard to get work-life balance when you have your own business. And we try and make it work, but it is often hard to do so. And it doesn't matter how much you try, you always have something or someone that seems to throw a spanner in the works when you try and step back a bit from your business. And depending on the cycle of where you are in your own business, which I refer to as the startup phase, the growth phase, the secure phase, the polishing phase, or the liberation phase, it's often hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And at the moment, in the crazy world, this COVID world, that tunnel seems to be getting longer and the light seems to be getting further away. And I'd have to say this is the first break I've had since February 2020, other than spending time out of the business due to my family's illnesses and hospital stays when my son burst his appendix and my dad recently breaking his femur. So on my journey to becoming who I needed to be to serve the building community and to make life better for builders and their clients, I discovered that we needed to have certain aspects in place to push through the various phases in business to get that better work-life integration. And as you push through the phases, you can transition more towards a better life integration rather than, like less work. But I found it to be a bit like a seesaw effect. You transition through each phase of business growth, but then you can get thrown back down onto the ground. Remember being on a seesaw, 1 minute you're up in the air, the next minute you fall to the ground with a thud, and that reverberates right through your spine. And as the owner of a custom home building business, the buck stops with us. And no matter how well you have things set up, there are times when you have to get back in and get your hands dirty. And often as you grow the business, the getting your hands dirty part might transition to different aspects of the business. And you might not be directly having to do the manual type work, but you're doing more things like dealing with bigger issues like client complaints, maintenance issues, because as you build more homes, you've got more homes on the ground and more chances of something going wrong or problems arising. So you find yourself being taken away from, if you're the builder, maybe building houses, to being more a problem solver and putting out fires constantly. And sometimes the problems that you start having to deal with, you could never imagine would have arose. I guess a problem would be COVID. We have so many new issues that we are having to deal with that we've never had to deal with before. Shutdowns, keeping clients happy due to delays, getting them to reselect things like tiles, sinks, cabinetry colors, tapware. And, this is all because there's not stock available when you need it, or not, being discontinued or can't get into the country. You keep having to keep a sharp eye on your cash flow. Jobs are being delayed and causing you cash flow issues. Prices are increasing and they're going up faster and higher than our profit margins, and they're causing us cash flow issues. The longer the jobs get delayed, the more price increases we're incurring over that life cycle of that house that you're building. And of course, then there's trade shortages causing more delays as well. So the quality of the things, I guess the quality of what's happening is also slipping due to the pressures that are on everyone to get things moving and to get things done in a timely manner. So, the trades, they're flat out. They can't keep up with the workflow. So people are starting to cut corners, and it's causing more issues within our building businesses that we're, again, having to deal with that cost us money. My husband doesn't even bother now checking with the prices of some products because he just wants to get the jobs done. He's at a point where he's just needs to get them over the line and keep the jobs moving. And unfortunately, we just have to take whatever supplies that we can get rather than just keep sitting the jobs at a standstill. So it's a trade-off between, profit and getting the job done and getting money in the door. I explained to a client the other day that this is unprecedented times and we are doing everything in our powers, to try and get the job done. But every day a new issue arises. I took a screenshot of my husband's phone, of my phone, of me trying to contact him. And on one day I'd tried numerous times and I had to try 5, 6 or 7 times before I could actually get a hold of him, because he basically spends all day trying to rearrange things. And this is causing frustration for clients. Clients are trying to ring him. They can't get a hold of him. They think he's ignoring them. They just think, oh, he's just not answering my calls. So then the clients come in the office and then want to talk to someone about it. And, and it's all because of the current environment that we're working in. And it has changed the life integration balance. And it's turned back more to work rather than life at the moment. So at this stage, I feel like builders are needing more support, and the support that meets them where they're at. And I've spoken about my business designer builder that is a coaching and consulting business for custom home builders. And I see many coaches moving to this area, but what I see is lacking is coaches that are just trying to, they try and pigeonhole you into a generic model of assistance. So they just have a product that they want you to buy that just sort of goes through the basics and doesn't really meet you where you're at in your business. And I know I've spoken to many builders and their wives or business partners about, the coaching that they may have paid for already, and it's just not meeting them where they're at in their business. Typically a builder will seek outside support when things are getting difficult. They're in some sort of bind. They can't see the light at that end of the tunnel, and they need more than a few titles to be added to their business. Call yourself a custom builder or call yourself a specialist, be some sort of niche builder. These are the things that need to be fixed, but there are more pressing issues within your business when you usually start looking for that support. And this is why I've developed programs that are as custom as the homes that you build, so that you can, step in to getting assistance and support where you are at in your business. So I developed the custom construct code, and it is an assessment that basically takes you through to evaluate where you are within the different businesses, the different phases within your business. And I believe that, like we have a plan for a custom home, and why clients come to you is they come to you because they have a different issue that they believe they need solved. They don't want a project home. They want a particular type of thing, something within the home, some sort of feature, some sort of, they might have an aspect that they want to, get a view towards, or they might have a sloping box. So they come and see custom home builders because they want something that will work better for them and their family than what a generic option can give them. So I will be running some interactive workshops that'll help you identify what is holding you back in your business. And these will be live workshops where you can chat to me. You can talk about the issues within your business and find out what is holding you back and where you need support within your business. So rather than, someone sitting behind a webinar where you don't get to ask any questions, they just, give you information, and they're not necessarily asking you, well, what do you need? What do you need in your business? These workshops will have, a restriction of 5 to 6 people on at a time, so that there is time to speak to someone that can, help you implement a plan that is as custom as your homes that you build, giving you support to get you the growth that you expect and to scale your business quicker, rather than waste precious time on working on a new website or signage for your building signs. These things do have a place in your business to be done, but if your business is growing and you don't need marketing type stuff. If you're at a stage where you've got too much work, it's not because you need to market more. You need to be probably fixing delivery issues that is letting your business down and causing customer complaints. And, all these delays and everything need different solutions, as opposed to, just redo your website and call yourself by a different name. So problems within building businesses, unfortunately, can never really be solved overnight. And if anyone's offering something that says it's quick or it's going to fix within, a short period, unfortunately, that's not the case. And often when you solve one problem, it causes another problem further down the line in your business. For example, you don't have enough work, so you might need to work on marketing and sales to get more work. But then once you get more work, you may have issues in relation to delivering the homes to your clients. Is your paperwork for your clients letting you down? Are you having too many complaints? Is there not enough information for them?